Good morning, Kimberly Borgens here with the Hive Society, and I'm here just giving out wisdom, helping to support women entrepreneurs, women in male-dominant industries, women who are thinking about becoming a business, women who have a hobby that they need to turn into a business. If that's you, then you're in the right place. So good morning. Here I am. It's Friday morning. I'm doing my weekly live here this morning. And today we're going to talk about getting yourself an advisory team. A lot of small businesses think, they're in business for themselves, but they don't realize they're not in business. They don't have to be in business by themselves. So what that means is we all need good people to advise us, mentor us, coach us, support us, give us some great advice. And a lot of times what happens for women in small businesses is that we tend to go towards our friends and family. And the challenge with friends and family is that they don't see your vision. They don't understand your entrepreneurial spirit. They might have a job and are you still doing that hobby, girl? Like, right? Those are the things that seem to happen a lot for women in business. I know that, family doesn't always support you the way that you need supported, right? And they know your faults, right? They know where you've given up in the past on something. They know where, you've tried things that haven't worked out. And so they're just really, trying to make sure that you stay safe and you don't get hurt again and all of those things, right? But the truth is that they just might not see that vision, and their emotions are involved in it so much that you might need somebody on the outside of your family, someone more in the business realms, to come in and support you. So today I thought I would share with you around, how do you get an advisory team or an advisory committee or an advisory board? Look, I don't call it a board. I'm not a nonprofit. They're not going to direct how I do my business, but I've gathered some amazing women in the past and pulled them in and asked, them to be on my advisory board. And so that is, a way to do it. So get an advisory team together, advisory committee, how you can call it whatever you want, right? But just know that there's things out there. So let's talk about what, first off, is an advisory team or advisory committee that you'd want to bring in. It's basically individuals in other businesses. Maybe they're other entrepreneurs. Look, they can be from businesses. They can be entrepreneurs. They can be somebody from a nonprofit. They can be somebody who's going to help you move forward in your business. Somebody who knows your products, your services, that kind of stuff. You find the people that are going to help you move forward in your business, right? So you find individuals that can share their opinions, get their perspectives, right? Study some of the issues that you're having, develop some recommendations for you. It's somebody who can focus on your business. And I recommend around, 3 to 5, okay? No more than 5. You don't need a great big thing, and just do it for a short period of time to see how it works out, right? So think about maybe you want to do it for a 3-month period. Maybe you want to do it for a 6-month period. I would just put a time limit on it so that if it's not working out for you with somebody, it's okay. We're just going to release, and then you create a new advisory committee and keep the people that you want, or reinvite them is really what I say, is reinvite them to come in and invite some new blood as well. And remember, keep it small, 3 to 5, okay? And the whole goal is that they're not telling you how to do business. They're giving you some advice. They're giving you some direction. They're giving you some suggestions based on their experience, their training, based on their research that they've done just for you, based on all kinds of different factors that have happened in order for them to get where they are now in their business. And again, you want somebody who is more successful than you. Does that make sense? Okay. So it's just, a collaboration of women coming together to help focus on your business. It's not a mastermind. It's not an accountability group. The goal is not to focus on everybody's business. The goal is to focus on your business, your business. That's it. Okay. And what your challenges are right now. what your future goals look like, what you want to do down the line, what you need some help with, right? That's the purpose of this advisory team, that they come together with the main purpose to serve you, right? You're asking for help. Look, a lot of people will get advice, right? There's a lot of critics out in the world. They'll give you advice. They'll tell you just about anything you think you didn't even need to know, right? So a lot of people are really eager to give advice. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that you got to watch who it is. Just because somebody gives people advice doesn't always mean it's good advice. So you want to kind of watch each person. And I'm going to go into that in just a moment on how to bring those people into your advisory team. But just remember, the purpose is to scale your business, right? Look, small businesses, large businesses, nonprofits, academia, government, they all have advisory teams, advisory committees, right? So why don't you, right? Why don't you think about that? And then you just bring people in, right? And again, the purpose is for advice, for critical feedback, for decision making, to help you move forward in what it is that you want to create in your business. And maybe they see the blind spot that you don't see, right? They're great to say, well, Kimberly, have you thought of this? Hey, I noticed this. How is this going to apply in your business? Because I'm kind of seeing this might be a challenge if you go in this direction, right? But ultimately, remember, you get to make the decisions. And I've already talked about it. If you missed it, go back to decision making, right? With decision making, you to make a decision, and until you get more information, then you make a new decision with the more information, right? So you make a decision, you learn something in your advisory committee, you give it a try. It doesn't work out. Okay, great. Next, right? It's not because they gave you bad advice. It's just that they gave you advice and you get to choose whether you want to take it on or not. That's a disclaimer for all advice. Okay. That's a disclaimer for my advice. I'm giving you a suggestion. I'm giving you an idea. I'm giving you a thought. Like, you can choose to take it or not. Okay. That's all up to you, because that's your business. That's the benefit of you being your own business leader, owner, however you want to call it. Right. So let's talk about like key people. Who would be the key people that you would want to bring into your business? I mean, think about it. Who would you want to take a look at your business? Who would you trust the advice that they might give you, right? Those are the people you want to look at. There's some great people in your community, whether it be virtual community or it be a live community. And I recommend, doing different advisory committee. One time you do it on virtual, and another time you can do a live committee. And what I mean by live committee is they're in your hometown. They're in your area or your demographic, right? And where the virtual is, they might be outside of your demographic, but they have some great business sense as well. So there's a couple of different ways you can do that. But you want to find key people. And again, 3 people. Think about 3 people that you could invite into your business. What do you need help with, right? Do you need help with some marketing, right? I'm not asking you to have them work for you for free. I want to make sure I'm clear on this. That is not what this is. Okay. And I'm going to talk how you can give back here in just a moment. Right. But it's really somebody who really has a genuine desire to help and support you, somebody who you created a great relationship with, a friendship, or somebody that you truly admire and respect in your community, that you're just asking them if they'd be willing to serve on your advisory board. They don't have to give you any advice in their arena. And you have to be okay with that, right? But they might. And if they do, I would take, a good look at that advice. But it's not because you're inviting them because you want marketing advice. You're inviting them because they have marketing skill set, right? And they might be able to see what's going on in your business that could help you. Or maybe you need somebody who can help you with your processes, right? Or hiring people, or setting up your CRM, really having a phenomenal CRM. Or what products or services are you missing in your business, and who has phenomenal products and services, right? So the goal is not to take from people. It has to be a win-win no matter what. So bringing people in, you have to make sure that you're inviting them. And if they say no, you get to respect that and move on to the next person, right? And then the thing is in order to enroll them, you have to interview them. All right. Ask them questions. Let them ask you questions. You're learning to find out if this is a good person to give you advice, suggestions that you can trust is in there for the best interest. And they're willing to put the time in with you. And that's another thing we'll talk about here in just a minute is your time, right? You don't want to make this a big deal. Maybe it's just lunch together once a month, right? And maybe it's not lunch. Maybe it's, morning, you come in, you have coffee and bagels or something, right? You just come in one morning for an hour and that's it, right? You have to have a short amount of time. You don't want to take up a lot of people's time. Nobody has time. Nobody has time. Okay. We're going to fill our time with whatever is around us. So we don't have time. Okay. So we choose to make time based on what's important to us. So if you can make this a thing that makes somebody feel like this is something important, then they'll make the time. It could be somebody like the Small Business Development Center, somebody from SCORE, somebody who's already giving out wonderfully good advice that might be of service to you, right? So enroll them, see if you're a good fit for them, see if they're a good fit for you, make sure that that there's a win-win on both sides. What would they want in return would be a great ask from you, right? What would they want in return for you to do it? Well, I can tell you the number one thing. The number one thing is they want you to give them referrals, or they want you to, let people know about their business or their nonprofit or, their entity, whatever that is, right? It's got to be reciprocated, right? Reciprocity is huge. Okay. Now, reciprocity doesn't have to come in the exact same space, but reciprocity is huge, especially if you're inviting people to be on your advisory board. Most of the time if you create an advisory committee or an advisory team, you're not paying anybody, right? But maybe you take them out to dinner sometime, or maybe you take them out to lunch, right? Maybe you bring in or you cater lunch when you do it, something that is a give back to them, as well as, referrals, connections, somebody that they're looking for. It might be something as simple as they're saying, what do you need? And they might say they need a housekeeper. They might say they need a pet sitter, and you happen to know somebody. That's a referral for them too. It doesn't have to be direct business to business kind of referrals. It's just really finding out what it is that they need. So you have to ask them, right? What would you like out of this, right? I'm just looking for a 3-month commitment. In that 3 months, that means that we're going to do, maybe 3 live meetings, an hour long or 45 minutes long. That way there's travel time. If there's a meal break involved, so they work or before work or after work, something like that. And then 2, individual calls maybe, right? So keep it small, keep it simple. Don't make it huge. What you want to do is make it fit for their schedule. And maybe you're talking to people and you discover as you're interviewing, right, to enroll them, the key people that you want in, that there's 3 people who are all good fits and they all can meet at the same time. But if you get 3 people and they can't meet at the same time, then that doesn't really support you unless you want to go and have the same spiel with each one 3 different times, right? And that isn't really time efficient, right? So it's a way to just bring people. Can I invite you into my office as a meeting? I'd like to hear, like for you to hear these challenges. Would you be willing to help and support? Okay. So, just think about that for yourself. Is there people that you could bring in for you and your business that could advise you, give you some suggestions, give you some thoughts, right? Give you some things to look at a little bit different, give you some direction. That's what an advisory team is all about. Okay. And just remember, you want to enroll them, make sure it's a good fit, find the key people that you want to bring into your business. Don't bring in your cousin from another mother who your sister suggested because they're nice people, right? They might be nice people, but if they don't have good business savvy experience, you don't want to spend your time in that space. You're not there to educate them. You're the one who's bringing in advice for you and your business. So they might be great people, but just make sure that you enroll the right people, the key people that can take a look at your business, give you all that direction, advice, suggestions, all those things, and set a time on them. And don't forget, you have to give back. Whatever that give back is, ask them what would work for them, right? What is it that they need? What do they need help with, right? Maybe they do want to get paid. Are you willing to pay somebody for their advice? And they might not want a lot. You know, maybe it's they say they don't want anything and you send them a Starbucks gift card anyway, because what you do is you're showing you value that their time, and grab a cup of coffee on your way over, right? So have fun finding an advisory team for yourself. Don't be afraid as a small business person to ask for help, ask for advice, but ask for advice from the right people, not everybody. Okay. From the right people that's going to serve you in moving forward in your business, because you know that you truly want to build a solid, successful business. Well, I hope this was helpful for you, creating an advisory team, something simple. And, maybe you're not ready to do that now. Mark it up, put it on a shelf for later. Know that you can, put this into your business at any time. All right. Well, y'all have a great weekend. And, I hope that my little advice here is something that you can take on for you. All right. Have a wonderful day.